Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Community Board 12, full board meeting, and we will get started at 7:13. We have a packed agenda. So first I'll read my report. Okay. Dear Community Board 12 members, welcome to our first meeting of 2024. Tonight we have a packed agenda. I want to start by thanking you all for your time and commitment in wanting to move this district forward, and also remind you that your participation for all matters coming across the board is of utmost importance. Many matters are coming across our district and board, and although we are not able to carry out enforcement and are more advisory in nature, the stance we take as a board matters. The more cognizant we are of what's occurring within the district, the more we will be able to advocate for the needs of our community with our elected officials, city agencies, and with the Community Board 12 budget request. As such, I have asked our district manager, George Torres, and our community coordinator, Ursula Green, to begin to draft monthly summary reports for us, which should include a general sense of the type of complaints that are coming in. Have city, and for example, have city agencies been contacted if needed? Were they responsive? And any other matters within our district that we should be privy of. Accomplishments should also be highlighted. The more aware we are of what's happening within this district, the more we will be able to advocate for our needs. Also, we are approaching the beginning of the preliminary budget. This is a matter that we, the board, need to be fully informed about. I will be reaching out to the Deputy Assistant Director of Intergovernmental Relations and Community Boards to see if we can get a presentation on how this works and how the board's input is implemented. In the meantime, George, our district manager, if you can say a few words when you're giving your updates in terms of the outline and time frame, that would be greatly appreciated. And then before I conclude, I also want to congratulate Ms. Sadie Campbell for being recognized by the New York State Senate as a Distinguished Woman of the Year. Okay, and so now we're going to open up our public gallery sessions. Please note that each individual or organization will be given 3 minutes, which totals 2.5 minutes to speak, 30 seconds to review next steps. Once the public gallery session is closed, there will be no further comments from the public, and you're welcome to ask questions via the chat. Okay, Ms. Brittany Davis. Ms. Brittany Davis with Bragg North Organization. Are you with us? No? Okay, I believe that was the only in-person public gallery speaks. Do we have anyone online for our public gallery session? Anyone online that would like the floor for 3 minutes?
Judy Desiree?
Yeah, but she's a... Judy, you're a presenter, so you'll be after this session closes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so that closes our public gallery session. We will move on to the next part of our agenda. Stephen Caruso. Stephen Caruso, I believe you're online.
Yes.
Stephen Caruso Jr. is a citywide community affairs officer for the Bureau of Community Affairs for the Department of Sanitation of New York. The floor is yours.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Stephen Caruso, citywide community affairs officer here. Thank you for the introduction.
If you can speak up. Thank you.
Can you hear me? You guys can hear me?
We hear you, but very lightly. We're going to try and...
Okay. Okay, let me get a little bit closer to the microphone. All right, so thank you so much for allowing me to join the meeting here tonight. I come with an announcement regarding containerized collection for commercial businesses.
Stephen, give us 1 second as we're just troubleshooting.
Okay.
And if everyone else online, there's a 914 number, if you can mute yourself. Stephen, you want to test it out?
Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah, we can't really hear you. Try again.
Maybe the issue is on my end. Maybe I should call in on a different device.
That's better. You're on.
Okay. All right. So thank you again for allowing me to join this evening. I do come with an announcement regarding containerized collection for all commercial establishments. That goes into effect on March 1st. All right. So as you may have noticed over the past year or so, we've been implementing new rules regarding collection, later set-out times, and also some businesses were required to containerize their trash. That was food establishments as well as chain restaurants. But beginning March 1st, all commercial establishments will be required to containerize their trash. To step in the right direction, as we know, bags all over the street is not only not aesthetically pleasing, but it also brings other issues as well. It invites rats and rodents, it gives them a buffet, it's easier for them to get into the bags, leading to litter and debris on the street. So again, containerization is a step in the right direction for all. That begins March 1st. There will be a grace period. We can issue violations to businesses if they don't comply, but again, 1 month grace period for that. There will be other rules implemented for residents a little bit later in the year, so I will be back at a later date to announce that. But as of right now, it's all commercial businesses. March 1st, required to containerize their trash. The only exception would be recyclables. Recyclables can still go out in bags, except that they would have to go out after 8 o'clock p.m. and not 1 hour before the establishment closes. All right. So more than happy to answer any questions on that. No one has any questions.
We do have a question for you.
Okay.
Where do churches fit in there?
Is the church, do we service the church, or is it a commercial carter that's servicing the church?
Yes, you do service it.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
It's a commercial carter which services the church?
No, it's not a commercial carting service. Department of Sanitation picks up the garbage.
Oh, okay, then you won't be affected by this rule.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Ted?
Yes, are there specific containers that the commercial establishments have to use, and who provide these containers?
So we don't have any specific containers that the commercial establishments have to use. That's something that you would have to work out with your private carter. They're going to be the ones to dictate the size of the containers. So you would just have to call them and see what what's acceptable to them.
What about, do they have to meet a specific requirement? Like, could they be plastic or metal? Is there any requirement for that?
No specific requirement other than it needs to have a tight fitting lid.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a DSNY question. I was wondering what is the status of the zoned program for waste haulers that was announced like several years ago?
Yep, so we are rolling out the program. I don't have that information in front of me right now, but I can get some updates together and send it over to George so that he can provide it to you.
We have another question.
Hey, Stephen.
Hey, George.
One of the reasons we asked you to come is to discuss the cleanliness of White Plains Road. That was the initial request. Specifically around the Gun Hill Road area, there is a parking space underneath the train trestle that was not, it seems to be neglected. In the past, we've had the Doe Fund. I know that elected officials have paid for that. It's no longer a thing in our district. So can you please talk to the cleanliness of White Plains Road, and if sanitation is stepping up enforcement efforts to write violations to the vendors or the shop owners so that they can keep their storefronts clean?
Yep, so as a matter of fact, I had spoken to George a few weeks back. I did some research and some investigating. So I'll tell you what I came up with. All right. The level of service on White Plains Road has not changed. Litter basket service remains the same, so they get serviced daily, some days on multiple shifts. Mechanical broom service, that's also daily. Cleaning crews are dispatched to White Plains Road on a daily basis. We monitor on a daily basis. We pick up all the drop-offs, any illegal dumping. Councilmember Riley, we have an excellent relationship with him and staff. We were able to secure some additional resources within the district, some of which are allocated on White Plains Road. And George, I can connect with you offline to give you an update on that, okay? Enforcement action, I will say that we have been taking enforcement action. I looked into the number of violations issued, and the number of violations issued actually increased the second half of last year as compared to the first. So we're out there, we're writing parking tickets for vehicles that don't move door and alternate side. We're writing up businesses which aren't in compliance and don't clean. DSMI officers constantly go into the businesses to educate the business owners. Instead of just writing them tickets right off the bat, we do give them a chance to do the right thing. And as a matter of fact, the scorecard ratings have gone up. So if you look at the average of fiscal year 23 to where we are in fiscal year 24, the ratings have gone up. So those are just some of the facts. But with that, I think that what we may need is a little bit of support from the community. You guys are the boots on the ground. So if we could just White Plains Road is a large stretch, right? So if you could help us by narrowing down specific areas of concern that you really want us to pay attention to, I think that would be a good point. If there are any areas that we see chronic illegal dumping, that's something that we could work on together, because there are illegal dumping surveillance cameras within the district. Maybe we could see about moving them around and seeing if we could get them onto White Plains Road. Another program that we have that some folks may not be aware of is the illegal dumping reward program, whereas if we were to catch an illegal dumper and fine them, the person which reported this would be eligible to collect half of the fine. Fine start at $4,000, right? So what they would have to do is they would have to give a vehicle description, a license plate number, and to just help us catch the illegal dumper. But that's something that I can certainly provide more information on, and I can send George. I can send you the form. Businesses which are bad actors, please let us know exactly who they are. Maybe we can get enforcement out there to make sure to pay them a visit more frequently than we have in the past. And of course, if there are any particular days that you feel as though maybe the area you see more litter or debris than other days. So these are just some of the ways that we can work together to try and improve conditions out there.
Hi, how you doing? Okay, so George said the targeted area is right now is Gun Hill Road. I want to say maybe Gun Hill Road to like 215th to 16th, White Plains Road. In front of a lot of those businesses, there are lots of trash on the sidewalk. And another question I have is about the bike lanes. Are they being serviced by the electrical broom or street sweeper or whatever it's called? Because there's lots of trash in the bike lanes too. And if there is, if enforcement is being done on Gun Hill Road to 216th, are they paying their fines, or are they just letting it go because the filth and the dirt and the garbage is still there?
So I don't have that information as far as if they're actually paying the fines or not. I could just tell you, what we've issued. If that's an area that you want to see some additional enforcement, then I can certainly work on that. I will say that the bike lanes, we do have specialized equipment that goes out and services some of the more narrow bike lanes that we have enough space to get a traditional broom in. We do. I spoke with Superintendent Landy, which is the sanitation Bronx 12 district superintendent, which I understand, in my opinion, he is one of the best in the city, and he has a great relationship with the community board and the local electeds in the area. He said we don't necessarily have a problem cleaning the bike lane. It's just a lot of the litter and debris that's getting caught up underneath some of the parked cars that once they move, it's still there in the middle of the street, which is an issue I think we may be able to resolve soon enough. But before I announce it, publicly during this meeting. It's just something that I would want to speak to George about offline, pick his brain a little bit.
Thank you. Wayne?
A lot of business on White Plains Road will extend their business outside onto the sidewalk. I mean, is that your jurisdiction to enforce that they don't extend it so significantly that they impede foot traffic up and down the sidewalks?
So sidewalk obstructions would fall under our purview, yes.
All right. Well, there are two businesses, particularly on the corner of 226th Street and White Plains Road on the west side, that extend way out onto the sidewalk, and I'm not quite sure that the business should be extending.
Okay, 226 on White Plains Road?
Yeah,
Got it.
thanks.
My pleasure.
Stephen, I had a quick question. I read that there's a new law coming into place in regards to shoveling, that there's certain time frames of when things need to be happened before fines are given. Can you talk a little bit about that? And I'm just concerned about the elders in our community and how that may affect them.
So we're talking about snow removal and ice removal?
Yes.
So I'm not aware that the times have changed. There's always been a time after we call a storm, you have a certain amount of time to actually go on out there and make an attempt to remove the snow and ice. Depending on what time we call the storm, what part of the day is going to determine how much time you have. Generally speaking, it's going to be 4 hours after the storm, unless if it stops snowing after 9 o'clock at night. I could get you the exact details and send it over to you, but that's always been a rule, and there is a fine associated with it. But I'll get that information over to you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Mhm.
From our board members, any other questions before we? Let me see on our online board members. Okay. Board members? Okay. Go ahead, Gretchen.
I truly appreciate the street sweepers that come through every week. My only issue is that the one that comes past my house, he seems to leave more than he picks up. So it's like he came through today, and there's a line from 233rd to 222nd where he went by of garbage that he left behind. What can be done about that? Or how can that be addressed?
Is that happening on a regular basis?
It happens on a regular basis, yes. What I think is, how often are they supposed to dump these things?
So depending on the amount of litter that it's picking up, it may require multiple dumps. During leaf season, you might see, because they get packed up pretty quickly with the leaves, so you might see that from time to time. If we're talking about litter here coming out of the broom on a regular basis,
Yeah.
That's something that I have to look into.
And
I have to find out exactly what's going on.
I'm sorry, I have to. I'm sorry. He passed the alternate started, I think, at 9:30. He passed my house at about 10:15, and he was already dropping garbage. I mean, I think that's the first one in the area, except for on maybe White Plains Road or the Avenue. It just, it was like, I'd rather him not come by.
I agree. We shouldn't leave the area dirtier after we leave. We're there to clean it and leave it cleaner than when we arrive. So I'm going to take this back. Let me do some investigating and see what's going on out there.
Okay. If you need to know the where, it's on Paulding Avenue. It's on Paulding Avenue and 230th Street.
230, got it. Okay.
Mr. Caruso, one last thing. I was told by a previous sanitation commissioner that all of the trucks are supposed to have a broom on each truck, and they're supposed to utilize it. So I just stand around watching sanitation trucks from time to time when I'm at work or when I'm home, and I don't see any brooms on any trucks. That's just my opinion.
That is absolutely a rule. Every truck that goes out is supposed to have a broom and shovel. And depending on which function they're assigned to, sometimes it requires even more tools than just the broom and shovel. But at the very least, we have the broom and shovel. This way, if there's any spillage, we clean up after ourselves. And if you don't see the broom and the shovel, I'm not gonna, I can't say whether or not it's that, I'm not saying that you're not seeing it, but sometimes it's behind the cab, sometimes they have it on the side of the truck. But I guess more importantly, have you ever seen them leave a mess behind and just not clean it up afterwards?
Unanimous, yes.
Okay.
Do you have a supervisor or somebody that can check the routes that have been?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. We have supervisors assigned to every sector, and they're responsible for a particular area, making sure that the routes are clean. So they're following around the collection crews, all of the cleaning crews as well, making sure that all the baskets are being tipped. So yes, we do have supervision out in the streets for sure.
Go ahead. Do you have a question?
Can we have a list of the supervisors? I have, well, a couple of months ago, the person from my area is Sean. Is he still around off of 222nd Street in Grace?
I don't know Sean. Him I don't know, but even so, rather than deal with the supervisors directly, really I would like for these complaints to go through the community board, just because if you send them over to George and George sends them over to myself and Superintendent Landy, we could really keep a closer eye on what's going on out there and make sure that there's follow-up. Because it's very important that we're all in the know. So Superintendent Landy, he's out there, you can get a quick response from him, but at the same time, I work in the main office and I have the ability at times to escalate certain issues, right? So it's important that we're all just kind of in the know. This way we could tackle some of the problems together.
Thank you. One last question for you. What are the ramifications for unpaid fines?
That I can't answer, and that's because once we issue a violation, it needs to be heard at both, and at that point, it's no longer with DSNY. So I'm not exactly sure the correct answer to that. Maybe the Department of Finance would have a better answer for you.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. We welcome you to join our monthly full board meeting. As you can see, we have a lot of feedback and input. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate that.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next presentation. We have Judy with Uptown and Boogie Healthy Project.
Hello. Hi. I'm Judy Desiree. Am I allowed to share screen or I just speak?
Yes, you can share your screen.
Oh, okay. Sorry, but I will do that now. Oh, 1 second. Do you see? No, I don't think you see it yet. Let me see. Sorry. Okay, let's see if you see it now. Open. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. There's so many different apps these days. Okay. Oh, I have to come back. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay, in the meantime, we're gonna go with Brittany. We closed, is that you, Brittany? We closed the floor, but because you came back, we're gonna give you 3 minutes, no more than that.
Okay, no problem. My name is Brittany Davis. I'm the director for Bragg North, located. Oh, okay. My name is Brittany Davis. I'm the North director, located at 3274 Boston Road. We have another location on 233rd, 825 East 233rd to be exact. We are a gun violence program. For those of you who don't know, Bragg stands for Bronx Rises Against Gun Violence. We are one of the many plus programs under the umbrella of Good Shepherd Services, and we are here in the community to help. We have therapeutic services that we run every other week. We conduct school canvassing to make sure our students are safe at Ace Evander and Richard R. Green. And like I said, we're in the community to help prevent gun violence. So if you see us out here in black and white and gray, we're here to help. We're approachable, you can talk to us, and that's about it.
Brittany, thank you so much. Do you compose like monthly stats or yearly stats of this district that you'd be able to share with us?
So yes, I can. I can actually bring some the next time, but for the most part, our catchment area, we are 663 days, no shootings, no homicides, and we're just trying to keep it going, trying to expand and keep the neighborhood safe.
Very much needed services.
Yep.
Thank you so much, and we welcome you to come back, and if you can share stats with us,
of course,
that would be great. Any questions for Brittany?
Yes.
Luke?
Is there anything that the community board can do to support your work?
I guess just let another ear know about Bragg, let us know that, let them know that we're in the North community, that we're here to help, and stop by the office. Stop by, come sit down with us. We do presentations if you need. It's a multiple team of us. We have violence interrupters, the ones who stop the violence in the street. We have outreach workers, which is more like case workers. They have a caseload of 10 to 15, sit down with participants, what we call them. They have to be high risk within the community, gun violence, shooting, stabbings. We target those individuals just to change the mindset. And we have a whole bunch of things to offer. We can't tell these individuals to put the gun down and have nothing to offer at all. So we have what they call AGVEP, which is an anti-gun violence employment program that runs yearly, just like SYEP. We have a boxing program, which is located on the other side of the Bronx. We're trying to get one over here. We have a recording studio, which is available to participants and the age range that we target is 16 to 25, but we help all in need. We do community events once a month. We're actually having one this Saturday at our office, 825 East 233rd Street. We're doing a hat and scarf giveaway. You guys are more than welcome to come for the community. And the next meeting, I'm actually going to bring flyers of our Peace Barbecue located on 216 between Barnes and White Plains. It's gonna be in June the 15th. June is also Gun Violence Awareness Month, and it's gonna be our barbecue, so I'll be sure to let you guys know.
Thank you, and Brittany, you should definitely know Mr. Alfredo Figueroa. He's the chair of our public safety committee, so we should figure out how to collaborate on much needed work. I don't know if you have Citizens app, but there's a lot happening in this district.
Yeah.
And we have some questions for you.
Thank you for being here again. Do you have a phone number or contact information that someone wants to reach out?
I do. I'll say it out loud, but I did leave some pamphlets out front. My telephone number is 332-205-1559. Again, 332-205-1559. You can call me 24/7. I'll answer the phone, leave a message. I'll get right back to you. That's about it. Yes.
Hi, my name is Johnny Goff. I'm a retired Board of Ed teacher, and I deal with children and parents. Are there any, I remember when you guys really started many years ago. Very good, and I support you. Do you ever have a workshop for parents?
No, that's actually a good idea. We do have workshops, but that would be not on the cure violence side, more on the supportive services. She's more therapeutics in the school and everything, so she runs workshops and stuff like that.
Why I ask is that several organizations, along with my 3 organizations, I'm a 501c3, and we're looking to do a summit for District 11. And I'm definitely going to be reaching out to all of you.
Let's do it.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, and we'll be in contact. That concludes our presentations in public gallery, and now we're going to move on to the next part of our agenda, the elected officials representative reports. Oh, wait, Judy, are you back?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
back.
great. Apologies, you're next.
No, it's okay. That's what I get for not, not having my settings right. Hi. My name is Judy Desiree, and I hope you can see my presentation. I am the founder of Uptown and Boogie Healthy Projects.
We can't see it.
Oh, you can't?
No, we see a screen system audio recording, so some other.
Of course, of course. Why? Why would things work? Why would things work? Okay, here we go. Got it. 6 months. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I'm sorry for the technical issues. My name is Judy Desiree. I'm the founder of Uptown and Boogie Healthy Projects. We're a nonprofit that has farmers markets and farm stands between Harlem and the Bronx. Our first market is in Bronx Park East, not too far from the Bronx Zoo at Bronx Park, and we are in Harlem at St. Nicholas Park. We do all our programs on park land, and this year we instituted a what's called Pop Kids Club, Power of Produce, where we provide $2 to kids to shop at our farmers markets. I am here to speak about the plan for what is called now William Bridge Square. Behind the train station is where we want to activate the space with a farmer's market and open street activities. As you can see by the two yellow blocks, one side would be dedicated to the farmer's market that will happen on a smaller scale on Wednesdays and a larger scale on Saturdays from June to November. The first day would be June 1st, a Saturday, and then consistently every week until November 23. At our markets, we accept SNAP, FMNP, which is Farmers Market Nutritional Program, Health Bucks, OTC, and Fresh Connect, which is the Veterans Program. And that would happen in the first square. And the second square is where we're asking for community programming, Bronx-related organizations, neighborhood organizations to come and table and have the space to provide your services and what you can offer the community, or just giving you that space to share. And what we would like to do as the open street section is the small red would be considered the open street. And that would allow where the parking lot and that square, there's like this gap before you actually get to the parking lot. And then there's a small little street. What we're trying to do is certain times during the season, we'll close that off to allow a continuous flow to go from like the parking lot to the little tiny street. Then you would navigate to the squares, yellow squares, until you get to the Gun Hill train station. That small part is what we're calling open streets with the DOT program, and having activities that will allow organizations like, those who offer books with bus, they can actually pretty much park there and create an activity. So it creates that space for them, and also a calming of that intersection. What we're here is to ask for a letter of support from the community board. This is a new requirement as part of the DOT Open Streets, and it just states that we provided some information about who we are, what we plan to do within that space seasonally between June to November, and also reaching out to various community members who are here with us and see how we can collaborate, or maybe if you know of sponsorship opportunities to help bring more activities to the space during the farm season. I guess we could, questions. My phone number and email, as you can see, is here. You can always reach out to me to learn more about this project and all the other farm projects that we work with. Just keep in mind, we usually work with small farmers. They do practice organic practices, and they're local to New York State. The merchants would be targeting Bronx organizations first, and then inviting others from various communities and boroughs. And you could always contact me if you would like to participate or be part of anytime between June and November.
Thank you, Judy. This is much needed. We absolutely will be voting on this later on when we get to committee reports, although the chair, John Isaac, isn't here. But please stay till the later on because we will be voting on this. We will see if we have any questions, but this is much needed, super exciting opportunity for this district. Do we have any questions from our board members that are here? Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, could you just repeat the name of that space, that the site plan?
So if you're in front of the train, you would consider that William Bridge Square, but the park actually continues behind the train station. As what we are looking at is east 211 to 212, and that's still parkland.
Thank you.
Actually, that's my question. Is that New York City Parks Department? Because going towards Magenta is New York City Parks Department, not the other way.
It is. It was a lot of 4 weeks.
That's not owned by the MTA?
Yes,
Okay.
It is actually owned by Parks. It's just that the MTA created this kind of divide to the park, but it's on park land.
All right, I'm looking at it on.
Yes, we reached out to the main office of the Bronx, and DOT also confirmed it was parkland, and you could actually write a permit to utilize that space.
Great. Mr. Robert Hall?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Listen, Judy, I've been playing phone tag with you, so I'm going to catch up with you.
Thank you.
It's a very good idea. It may offset this sanitation debacle that's taking place right in that particular area. But I just wanted to make you aware of the fact, I saw your marketing features, and the Gun Hill train station received a monumental award when it was resurrected. And I'm going to try to get you that paperwork to kind of help you lift up, your research, because I didn't think you knew that, but I'm gonna get that information for you and help you, market what you're trying to do in a more flagrant manner. But it's a very good idea, so thank you.
Was that part of a capital project funding for the MTA?
No.
Oh.
No. The station itself, because I saw you had a lot of pictures of the Gun Hill train station.
Yeah.
And I don't think you realize that the Gun Hill train station received a monumental award when it was created. It was one of the 7 awards that was given to the MTA for their work on the train stations. But the Gun Hill train station did receive that award. But I'll get that information to you. But I just want to kind of praise you for what you're attempting to do. And I think you may be able to assist the need in that particular area with the food. So, we'll see what we can do on this end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. I'm sure you can sense our excitement.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any further questions, but please stay with us because we will be voting on this matter for you shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're moving on to elected officials, representative reports. Who do we have here in person? I see Cynthia.
How is it that I always go first? So hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. I'm from Councilmember Kevin C. Riley's office. To go over the usual, phone number 718-684-5509. Email is district12, that's district12 @council.nyc.gov. Office is at 940 East Gun Hill Road and 135 Einstein Loop, room 44 in Co-op City. So we're on both sides of the district. So I want to go over a couple things. We're in a new legislative session, so that means that anything that wasn't resolved before the end of session, which was unusually short because of redistricting, we'll have to reintroduce it over the next couple of months, so we'll be back in touch on things we're reintroducing and newly introducing. And I also want to invite anyone that has a legislative idea to please connect with our legislative director. His name is Jason Fox. Email is jfox@council.nyc.gov, and the legislative office phone number is 212-788-6873. Please give suggestions. We're very receptive to them. We like to ask a lot of questions of the committees and the council staff on hey, is this something the city can do? We're really happy to engage with that. Takes us time because it's a process, but please join us. In regards to the budget, this one is our particularly big one that I really want people to hear me on. So the discretionary funding application is open right now. So eligible nonprofits can apply to the New York City Council to get discretionary funding. Quick point of clarity, it's reimbursement based. So you would, if you were to get the discretionary award, you would be able to submit for reimbursement. So it's not in-hand cash like a grant. Nevertheless, an incredibly helpful program that so many institutions in our community utilize, and we want to be able to invite more and just really do as much as we can for the district. The application closes February 20th. No ifs, ands, or buts on that. They will not open it back up once it's closed. We just actually had a information on this last week here at the community board, and we're going to be having a virtual session alongside the Bronx delegation on the 31st of January from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you want to apply, read more, attend the virtual workshop, and see other resources, you can do so at linktr.ee, so that's Linktree with a dot in the middle, and then /Riley Budget. In regards to events, our office is co-hosting weekly wellness events with the Bridgefield Civic League every Tuesday at 7 p.m. The Bridgefield Civic League is located at 3551 Laconia Avenue, and if it's inclement weather, it did snow one of the times, surprisingly, after 700 days, please call our office 718-684-5509 to make sure that it's still happening. And then I do want to remind everyone about tax season. It's a big thing. Please do your taxes. But eligible New Yorkers can actually do their taxes for free. You can find out a location by contacting 311 or visiting nyc.gov/taxprep. And we're also going to be collaborating with some community partners to offer services with our office as well. That's it. Any questions?
Yes, we have some questions. Go ahead.
Yeah. You do have to be a 501c3 except for veterans organizations, which are a different tax code as part of the 501. But you can always inquire with our office and double check, because there are certain ones that it's a particular tax status on them, but 504s cannot, 501c4s are not eligible. No problem.
Okay, now, when you ask, or when you apply for the discretional fund, which I did last year, either the year before, the cutoff point you said this year is February the 20th. Okay, there's a workshop coming up, you say, at 10 a.m. in the morning to 1 p.m., which is very difficult for people like myself to come to, or to send someone there to gather the information. Preferably, I would like to be there, like I said, but it's or too early in the morning for me to leave the school when I'm already set appointment in the month of February, being that it's Black History Month. Now, when you apply for the funds, for the discretional fund from the councilman office, and lack certain direction or information, is there someone that could be helpful to you, to the person like myself who's applying for it, to work alongside me, who have never done it before and who have never gotten discretional fund from the city council, any city council in the 12th councilmatic district?
Duly noted. So a couple pieces. That is exactly why we had one in the evening. I wish you were there. I'm going to definitely make sure to double check to make sure that you get that next time. You can contact discretionary at council.nyc.gov with questions. You can also contact our office. Actually, at the front table are flyers that have our information on how to have office hours with our office, particularly in regards to the budget, where you can ask these questions ahead of the deadline. And then in terms of, sorry.
I'm going to apply for it, and I'm going to go on the internet and get all the information that is needed. If I could get to the meeting, which will be held, the end of 31st of January.
The 31st of January, yes.
Right.
And I do believe it'll be recorded. If it's recorded, I'll get you that recording.
Please do, because definitely, I do have a 501c3. I have all the legal documents. It's just a matter of fact that when I applied last year and the year before, it was very much consumed, which I've never done it before. And however, the conversation I had with the person from the councilman office wasn't very helpful to me and wasn't very satisfying to myself. I think it was at the point in time when the information was given to me, it was too late by the chief of staff. Thank you.
Understood. I know we're always trying to better the process, communicate more, just deepen our relationship with the community. I'm so sorry that happened, and I really do want you to connect back with us on this. Okay, I see more questions.
Mr. Hall and then Carla.
Ms. Prisco, do you have any reports on participatory budgeting?
So we don't have an update on participatory budgeting just yet, but I would actually ask that you contact my colleague Luana at our legislative office, and I can give you the phone number, but I'll also put it just so it's on the recording, 212-788-6873, because she's helping us keep track of that process.
Okay, because there has been some things going on,
yeah. It's kind of like that interim phase.
Well, my buddy over here is going to make a presentation. I don't know if she made it yet, but there's been dialogue with regards to the needs in this particular area.
Yeah.
And it's hidden, just so you know, on the mental health circuit. To make a long
Duly
story
noted.
short. But all that's going to come out. It'll come out. Yeah. Don't But we have a spokesperson and everything. But I want to get together so we can all get on the same page. I don't want to ruin her. But we'll be making a presentation to the borough president.
Oh, nice.
Very
Congratulations.
shortly. So we'll line that up.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. And then Carla?
Hi. I was wondering if there has been any movement on the White Plains Road Business Improvement District.
So I know we had some recent conversations with them. They've been doing a lot of merchant organizing. They actually also here at Community Board 12 had a financial wellness town hall for the businesses. So to the work that they're doing, I know that it's a lot of like just getting them in the door so they can learn more about like what the project is. I do not know the status of the report that they give out towards the end of milestones of the project. And I would ask Ursula or George if they were able to reschedule to meet with the board or not, because I might have missed that. Okay, so I will reconnect with them and remind them of that. Any questions further? No problem.
Great, thank you so much. Alina next.
Hi, good evening, everyone. First, I just wanted to say Happy New Year's to you all, because it is a new year. My name is Alina Dow. I am the Bronx Borough Director for the Mayor's Community Affairs, for everyone that is not familiar with me. So I did want to share a couple of things. We are excited that the mayor was able to restore some funding. I know that was a big thing that we were all very scared of, myself, because I live here in the Bronx, not too far. But they were able to restore some funding. The mayor was just recently here in Co-op City. We had an amazing talk with Eric community conversation. That's something that he does throughout all the boroughs. I have been pushing really hard to get him up here to the northern part of the Bronx, so we were able to have him. Your district manager attended and a couple of other people in the community, and it's well. It goes back to what the mayor was saying. It does take a village. It takes all of us together. That's why I want to continue to say, please contact 311. I know we have a process of this. We contact 311, we don't get the answer, then we call our district managers and stress them out, and then the district managers call all the city agencies to make sure that they know that we're aware that the complaints have not been rectified. So I just want to continue to say, please utilize this service. The mayor's also working on making it better, but until he has been able to make it the great one that we want it to be, we're just going to utilize the one that we have. We had State of the City, so the mayor was just here in the Bronx at Hostos College. The Bronx was able to be the home of the State of the City this year, which was exciting for me as we represent the Bronx, so we're happy that that happened. I did want to just mention that I have been in touch with the Bronx DOT commissioner regarding the parking situation. He's just getting situated in his position, but I did make sure that he was aware of what's happening outside. I was very frustrated just now. I didn't know which way to go, to the right, to the left side, right side, left side. So he's aware, and that was flagged for him. One of the other things that I do want to make sure that you guys know, I am available to everyone at all times. I'll share my contact information. I will say that if you're saying that something didn't get fixed and I didn't know about it, well, you didn't contact me and let me know. So, but I do my very best. George and Ursula can attest that I do my very best to make sure that the agencies are responding to your needs. So, and that's what the mayor wants. That's why I'm here. I represent the mayor, and the mayor wants to make sure that if you have these complaints, that you do let me know, and then I'll make sure that the agencies are, being responsive. Does anyone have any questions for me? Yes.
Regarding what you said about funding being found for city programs, I was wondering, where does the library budget cuts lie within there?
So I'm not the one that does the budgets. I just go over the notes where they tell me all that was happening. I do believe that there was some funding that was found for the libraries. I'm not sure. I know that the library was still very upset because they're not able to open on Sundays, but I don't know that. I will share my information with you, and we can follow up, and I can connect you with who can answer that question if that's what you like.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
So my phone number is area code 914-446-8393, and my email is A for Alina, Dow, that's D as in David, O-W, E as in Edward, at cityhall.nyc.gov. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Alina.
One more question, yes.
When was the state of the state message?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Hostos?
Yes, at Hostos. All right.
Thank you. We're going to move on. Anyone else in person before we shift to online elected officials reports? Okay. Anyone else online? I see some elected official representatives. Please let me know if you would like the floor. Okay, we're going to go to Fatmata. Am I saying your name right?
Hi, yes you are. My name is Fatmata, yes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatmata Kamara. I'm from the Bronx District Attorney's Office. I just wanted to tell you all about an event we're having on Tuesday, which is our Reentry Employment Resource Fair. It's happening Tuesday, January 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Bronx River Houses. We are going to be providing interview skills. We are going to be helping people with job applications. We're giving away business suits and business clothes. So if you know anyone who would be interested, who was impacted by justice, please send them over the flyer. I will send the flyer to George so that he could possibly send it off to everyone else. But I have also shared this flyer before, so if you would like the flyer yourself, you can also let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Ronell.
Hi, my name is Ronell from State Senator Jamal T. Bailey's office. Our office is located at 959 East 233rd Street. between Eden Wall and Gunther Avenue, diagonally from the Carvel ice cream. So yesterday our office had a food giveaway, which we have every fourth Wednesday. If you are interested in our future food giveaways, I can provide the email address that you can contact for future events as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kira?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Kira from the Bronx Borough President's Office. It's good to see you all. I just want to share that our community board application is live. It's electronic in English and Spanish. As you know, we're the only borough to have it in Spanish, so it's something that we're really proud of. I sent it around to all the board members who are up for reappointment today, so please take a look at your email. The deadline is March 1st. Again, this year, the borough president is focusing on youth. People can be 16 and up to apply. So please feel free to send to any students you may know, and we appreciate that. One other topic I want to share is, as we all know, there's fires almost every day in our borough and across the city. The borough president is hoping to do as many fire safety presentations with different communities, the fire department, and Red Cross. There will be one this Saturday at the zoo from 11 to 2, and it's free admission to the zoo. So if you go for the training with you and your family or you by yourself, you get to spend the whole day at the zoo for free, which is a great incentive. I will send this flyer around to George and Ursula at the office. So if you have any questions, please reach out. I did put my contact info in the chat. Thank you.
Any questions? Okay. Donella, you're next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danella Smith from the Office of Assemblyman Jeffrey Dinowitz. Just a quick announcement. The member worked very hard on the Henry Hudson Toll Bridge rebate. Took a few years for it to go into effect, but it is expected to start in early February. For those of you that live in the 10466 zip code, there was a slight hiccup on the Easy Pass website. So if you're looking for it, it might not show that you're eligible, but we have made them aware and they are working for it. And also, I hope everyone is having a great New Year. Thank you.
Any questions for Donella? Okay, we're moving on to Toba.
Oh, really? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. It's my first time for some time now. I just want to announce to us that we're having a fire and safety training tomorrow. Going to be at the Y. Please, you can still call. I know we have RSVP cutoff time, but I think we have about 10 or 15 more spaces. So anyone can still call. And having said that, I actually have a question for Ciara. I understand the borough president is having this event, but I received the flyer. My concern with that is, when will some of these programs come to the Northeast? Even though people will be going to the zoo, that is still far away from us, especially when you think of the menace of fire. We want these programs in our neighborhood. Some of our community dwellers, they can't go that far, because you want to go to an event and you have to pay, you have to do all those things. So please, we want those programs to come close to our door. So that is my question for you.
Sure. Hi, Dr. Toba. We are more than happy to have fire safety trainings across the Northeast Bronx. So if you're an organization, I know the 47th Precinct is doing one upcoming, but if you're an organization, a tenant group, a civic association, and you want one of these trainings, reach out to us and we're happy to schedule it. The fire department works with the Red Cross on installing smoke alarms for free, and it's a great program. It's something that I've used myself. I signed up at a meeting one night. The next day, the fire department was at my house installing smoke alarms. So it's really a no-brainer, and it's something that we should really all work on. So if you are part of a group, a church, an organization, a senior center, whatever it may be, please reach out to us, and we'll make sure to schedule it ASAP.
Kiara, can you put that information in the chat for folks to
Sure,
have?
I'm going to put my email address.
And also for the alarms, the safety alarms
Yeah.
that you just mentioned.
Well, you sign up at one of the trainings.
Okay. Dr. Toba, was that it?
Okay, thank you so much.
Great. So I believe that concludes this portion of the agenda, and we're moving on to district manager's report.
Good evening, board members, and Happy New Year. Hopefully I'll be the last person to wish you a Happy New Year. It's already January 25th. I do not have much to add this evening. We have a packed agenda, so I'm going to be very brief. Going forward, I'll submit my reports in advance so I don't have to read them. If board members have questions, just please feel free to ask me at this meeting. My only request actually is we had a meeting today with Ursula and I had a meeting today with Council Member Eric Dinowitz, and he was submitting a list of the cannabis shops, illegal smoke shops in the district to the sheriff's office for enforcement. So I told him that we would put a list together. So I need all of your eyes. So if you guys live here, if you're walking around and you see one, just let me know. We just got a new one right here on the corner of 233rd and White Plains Road. So we'll be reporting that one. But any other ones that we have in the district, just let us know. We'll compile the list and we'll send it off to the councilman's office so that he can send it off to the sheriff's office. And as I always do, the chair wanted me to discuss the prelim budget stuff. Okay, so we got the email. I think we shared it again today. You should have received an email from Ursula with the preliminary budget stuff. That is sort of the jumping off point. Just so that you know, we're not discussing like this year's budget. We're discussing fiscal year ending 2026. So that's not this year's budget, which ends in 2025. Or this year's budget, which starts July 1st, 2024, ends June 30th, 2025. But in any event, you got our register, which is all the requests that we've made as a community board. Our obligation as a community board is to have a public hearing. We can schedule that in February where we hear from the community. And this is the opportunity for either yourselves or the community to say, hey, this is what we'd like to see. We compile that list. We send it to the agencies. We have district budget consultations where we discuss that stuff. And then if it makes it, like if the agency says, yes, we'll do this, it gets put in the budget. If they say no, or they usually give an explanation as to why they can or they cannot do something. But that is the process by which we follow. So I'm really excited. This would probably be like the first time in my 8 years that we're actually doing this the proper way. So I hope that you all participate in that. You can shoot me emails. I'll keep a running list of all the requests, so that when we meet as committees, you can discuss these issues. Okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. And in conclusion, today marks my 3,098th day as your district manager, or 8 years, 5 months, and 23rd day of my tenure here. I am grateful for each and every day at the board. Thank you for your patience, and good night.
Thank you, George. We look forward to learning more about that. Okay, so that concludes that part of the agenda. Ms. Benitez, are you going to do a roll call? No. No? Okay. All right. So the next part is the approval of the board minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the board minutes for November 16th general full board meeting?
I'm going to call the roll. This is for the approval of the November 16, 2023 minutes. Judith Benitez, aye. Carla Basati? Aye. Patricia Boswell? Michelle Bromfield? Victor Brown? Victor Brown? I know. I do at least 2 or 3 times. Deacon Brown. Desiree Campbell. Desiree Campbell. Desiree Campbell, not present. Sadie Campbell. Joan Claude. Antonio Davis. Antonio Davis. Antonio Davis, not present. Chris Devone. Chris Devone. Chris Devone, not present. Tolene Dickerson.
Present.
Tolene Dickerson.
Present.
Thank you. No, aye or nay?
Aye.
Thank you. Echeverria, Denise Echeverria is excused. Alfredo Figueroa. Alfredo Figueroa. Alfredo.
Alfredo, we need you up here, please.
Alfredo. Okay, thank you. Katika Fuentes. Katika Fuentes. Katika Fuentes, not present. Johnny Goff. Darren Grant. Sheila Grierson is excused. Sandra Gross. Sandra Gross. Sandra Gross not present. Robert Hall.
Aye.
Carrie Ann Henry. Carrie Ann Henry not present. John Isaac. John Isaac is excused. Theodore James. Keisha Lago. Keisha Lago. Keisha Lago not present. Robert Glink is excused. Javid Malik. Oh dear. Mr. Mark. Aye. Lucille Martin. Lucille Martin, not present. Antoinette Mitchell, sorry. Clinton Mike. Carmen Ortiz. Carmen Ortiz, not present. Wayne Palmer. Queenie Paniagua. Queenie Paniagua. She's no longer. Thank you. Reginald Paris. Tell me about that. Ariel Peters. Anthony Reed. Sherry Samuels. Sherry Samuels. Sherry Samuels is not present. I need some water. Carl Stricker, are you virtual?
No, I'm excused tonight because I'm sick. But I'm listening to you guys.
Okay, I have it down as excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Vega Sevilla. Oh, Jesus. Luke Sabados.
Aye.
Deborah Torrado. Damon Tutine. Deborah Walker. Ryan Walters. Ryan Walters, not present. Beatrice Coronel. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Okay, next part of the agenda, Ms. Dickerson, the financial report. Ms. Dickerson? Tallene? Okay, all right, so we're going to move on to the next part.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi. Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for your thoughts and prayers for my sister. She is home from the hospital. Praise praising God. My financial report is the same, $2,660. The email will be going out prayerfully next month for Sunshine Fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Talene. We're moving on to the next part of our agenda, committee reports. The Chair of Transportation and Capital Projects Committee is not here. Mr. Clinton, Mike, would you like to take over this part?
Good evening. The Transportation and Capital Projects Committee met on January 11th, 2024 at Community Board 12. On the agenda was the Open Streets Initiative, which you heard the presentation tonight for Uptown Boogie. Uptown Boogie, which would like to utilize the space underneath the L from 211 to 212 for a farmer's market. So we're asking the board for a letter of support for the Uptown Boogie Farmers Market between 211th and 212 on White Plains Road under the park space below the L, elevated train station.
Okay, can I make a motion to accept the committee report? Who was first? Can I? Okay, okay. All right, thank you. So first, second. Yes.
For this, I want to ask that the board tell me if anyone has to change from an aye to a nay in reference to this support letter of support. Are there any nays in reference to this? Are there any abstentions to this? Are there any reclusions from this?
Yes, unfortunately, I have to recuse myself because I'm an employee of the Department of Transportation.
Okay, thank you, Luke.
Does it go to DOT? It's open streets application? Yeah. Oh.
So I hear a unanimous aye from who are in attendance now?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. See? Thank you. Who was that?
That was me. That was me. Judith is she's logged off, but we will inform her of the great news. Oh, there you go.
I'm here.
You have a letter of support from us, so we will be in contact.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judith.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're moving on to our Land Use Committee report. Our chair is unable to be here and our vice chair of that committee. And so I would like to make a motion to accept the report, the committee report.
So moved by Luke.
Second.
Oh, sure. So the Land Use Committee met and we talked about the gaming facility text amendment, which is not going to affect the district here, though there is one proposed facility at the golf course owned by Bally's in the southeast Bronx. And we kind of talked about it as a committee, and we determined that this could be a great opportunity to kind of, while the city is probably going to go through this gaming facility text amendment, we should state what we want to see from the city at large. So we came up and we had a great discussion, and we came up with these different points. The first is that we want the gaming facilities to provide stable 100% union jobs. Those jobs to be over 50% given to residents at the Bronx. We want the gaming facilities to provide at a minimum 1,000 units of affordable housing, that they provide park amenities that are free and open to the public, that they provide improved public transportation for their customers and the general public to minimize any potential congestion. We also want these facilities to include additional public safety for everybody's benefit, and to provide on-site addiction services, gambling addiction services, as part of their proposal, and to incorporate environmentally friendly design to minimize pollution and to maximize public health for everybody, the customers and the general public. So it passed. I didn't remember the exact vote counts, but I think it passed unanimously at the Land Use Committee.
Okay, and so now everybody should have received the committee report along with the recommendations that we made. And so now we're going to take a motion to accept the committee report. Anthony Reed
Robert Hall, second.
and Robert Hall, second.
Again, I'm going to use the same rulings that it did before. Any nays in reference to accepting this report? Any abstentions to this report? Okay. State your name. Any recusals from this report? Do I have an aye, an unanimous aye, other than the abstention?
Aye.
Thank you.
Great, and so the committee's recommendation was a yes, again, with the following recommendations that you all received. And so now I want to make a motion voting yes with the recommendations made that you all have. Okay, Javid. Did I say your name right? Yeah, Javid. He made a motion.
Okay, who seconded?
Javid was first.
Luke seconds.
Javid first, Luke second.
Something else. Okay, again, I'm going to do the same thing with this. Do I have any abstentions to this? He didn't say it. Any nays? Any nays? No nays? Okay. What about a recusal? Any? Do I have a unanimous aye from the board? Thank you.
Okay, on to Economic and Business Services Committee, Ms. Benitez. Okay, let's give her a second. In the meantime, Ms. Sadie Campbell, you were walking in when we were congratulating you on the recognition from the New York State on the Distinguished Women's Award.
The Economic Development Committee had a meeting last Thursday on the 18th of January, and what became before our committee were a couple of items. One was for cannabis dispensaries, and the other one was for liquor license. I'm going to break it up this way so that we don't have any confusion when we come to the voting. Let me put it this way. Under cannabis, we had the Economic Development Committee recommends to the Community Board that we send a letter of no objections to two dispensaries. One is called Two Buds Dispensary located at 696 White Plains Road, and Litbis 2 LLC located at 3535 White Plains Road. They're both new dispensaries in this area. They haven't gotten their actual license yet, but they fall under the qualifications of having a lease and all those good things to go with it. What I'm asking from the board is, just what I said, a recommendation to send a letter of no objections. Now, it's open to the board.
Did we have the addresses correct?
Yeah, they're Which one are you talking about?
For Two Buds Dispensary?
It's, yeah, so I think they have two, no, they got two addresses. You know, so it's a bit confusing with Mike, Clinton. Okay, so it's open up to the board now. I toss it to the board.
To accept the committee report.
So moved, Robert Hall.
Robert Hall.
Yeah.
Second, Luke.
Luke, second. Luke Sabalos.
Now we need something to go into the motion. Yeah, oh, okay, let me do this again. I can't chew and pop going at the same time, okay. Okay, again, I'm gonna ask the question. Any nays in reference to the report? Any abstentions to the report? Any recusals for the report? Do I get an aye for the report from the board?
Aye.
Thank you. You do the dispensaries and get them out.
Okay, now we're going to, I make a motion for the letter of support for the two dispensaries.
Letter of no objection.
Letter of no objections. Again, I make a motion for the letter of no objections for Two Buds Dispensary and Litbis 2.
Yes, because there are two brand-new ones, and there's really no difference between the two. And they're at the same level coming into this arena.
What is the exact location for this Two Buds? Oh.
Judith, there is a distinction between the two. One is licensed, and the other one is waiting on a license. Is that my understanding? Do I have that correct? Two Buds has a license. Yes.
They have a provisional license. They have a provisional license. They're not fully licensed.
They're not, neither.
Okay. Can both of the applicants explain that to the board? Go to the mic, please.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Howell Miller from Two Buds Dispensary. I'm one half of Two Buds. My brother's my partner. I was awarded a provisional license July 2023 by the OCM, which means that I qualify for the full license. However, provisional means it's a half of a license pending that I get a lease, build out the space, and meet all the rest of the requirements, such as security, POS system, security, POS, and something else that we all have to require to get. So I'm in this build-out stages right now as we speak, almost done for the inspection, which will require me to get the full license. Then I can open up.
Okay, my name is Johnny Goff. I run a business, and I know what provision mean when they have you on half and half. You have to, they have like a policy, procedure. I run nursery schools. And can you hear? It's on. Provision mean that, for example, I carried a Article 47 for nursery schools and after-school programs, 2 different licenses. One inspector comes in and gives me a provision license for the nursery school. The second inspector comes in and gives me a full license for the after-school. In other words, that means I cannot, as a director, do anything in my after-school, my nursery school program until the full inspection by the top inspection from the health department come in, take the provision away, if I have all of Article 47 clear up. You said you were missing one. Name the 4 that you named a few minutes ago. 3.
It's three. One is the security, which is the cameras, the alarm features, and the POS system.
They give you a written paper stating to the effect of all the things that are required to do to move away that provision license. You must have that statement. I'm sure they gave it to you. When the full inspection comes in, when you have completed all of those things that need to be done, then your provision slides away and go in the computer as a full license.
That is correct.
Thank you, Mr. Howell. Can the other applicant get up and describe the type of license they have, or where they're at? Is it similar? Do you have a partial license, or?
No, it's a little bit different. So the card licenses that were issued to people like yourself are provisional licenses. And like he said, once they meet all the criteria and go through final inspections, they would matriculate into a full license. The last round of licensing, they issued somewhat like almost, I think it was like 5,000 total numbers, and it was a lottery system. Many people filed multiples, so they're getting eliminated, and that list is getting thinner and thinner. And for social equity licenses, there was priority statuses for different levels. This application, we were 179. They're issuing, I think, 500 retail off the bat. So basically that means that as long as we comply with all the proper stuff moving forward, we will be getting that license. There's already been communication from the OCM to many people low on that list to go to the next steps, which we have been as well, and that started with fingerprinting and a bunch of the simple requirements. The OCM is moving slow in getting down a list, but they go down a list, you have 30 days to comply with deficiencies. If you don't comply, they go to the next and you're bumped out.
Thank you. I don't know if you guys, because the request was to vote on them at the same time, both of them. Do you want to do that, or do you want to separate them? Add them both? Oh, you want to ask a question? Go ahead, Anthony.
Yes. Hello. Can you just tell me who you are? Like, you guys maybe introduce yourself.
Sure.
My name is Jonathan Tavares. I am the son of Juan Tavares, which is the owner of Lipis 2. He got awarded the license.
Yeah.
This is Donnie, basically a family friend. He's been through the ropes with the aspect of getting the licensing, so he's just kind of helping me through all the hard work.
Okay, so what's the consensus, together or separate?
Could we keep them together?
Together, okay.
Thank you all, you've been very kind. Okay, I'm going to ask the question again. How we go? Any nays?
Darren Grant, nay.
Did you do the notions?
apologies. I made the motion
I'll second it.
for a
Luke
letter of no
Zabados.
opposition. Clinton was second.
Okay, now I can talk. Okay, any nays to this?
Darren Grant, nay.
Who?
Darren?
Oh, hi, Darren. Okay, gotcha. Let me put you down as nay. Any other additional nays? Any abstentions? Please tell me your name, state your name. Yes. Both. We're keeping them together. No. We're voting to send a letter. It's the cannabis, it's not a license yet. It's just giving our opinion as to whether we want this in our neighborhood. Okay. I have one abstention. You abstention? State your name.
Theodore James.
Any other abstentions? No other abstentions? Okay, I have one nay, one abstentions. Any recusals? Who? I got those. I just said that. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, I'm not going crazy. Yes, Ms. Walker?
Abstain.
You abstain?
Yes.
Anyone else? Any recusals? Do I have a unanimous aye from the board?
Aye.
Thank you. Now I'm going on to the next half of the report, and that's in reference to the economic development is recommending to the board that we approve new licenses for Radic, located at 936-938 East 233rd Street, with the stipulation that an updated letter of no objection be applied for and the receipt be sent to the board as proof. This site with the prior people that owned it, they were really notorious. The old people, not the current people. So to keep their record straight and make sure that they have a good standing when they start this business up, I want everyone, them to have a letter of no objection to make sure that it's free and clear from the state legal authority that these people are good to go. And that's the stipulation with this company. The other establishment is the Hummingbird Grill, located at 1345 East Gun Hill Road. And this is also with a stipulation that the owner of the grill resolve any violations on the building within the next 2 months and submit proof. This building has been standing up, and I don't know how long it's going to stand, but they've had problems even with the prior owners. And the owner of the building has not done a bloody thing about, oh, did I say that? They have not done anything with this building. They just seem to rent it out and don't take care of the building. So I'm forcing the owner of the establishment to force his owner to do the repairs, take care of all the violations within the next 2 months. And that's my stipulation to this establishment. So that's what I'm submitting to the board, and I need a motion on it.
So moved, Luke Zabados.
I need a second? Thank you. Okay, again, I'm going to use the same method. I try to help you get out, you know.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry, I heard Robert Hall for a second. Who made the motion?
Luke Zabados.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any nays in reference to these establishments? Any recusals from this establishment? Do I have a unanimous yay on this?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Now I have one more, and that is for a renewal of an establishment. And I'm recommending to the board that we approve the renewal license of the Primrose Cricket Club. They've been with us a long time, and they're up for renewal. You know, not too many people know about it, but it's very quiet in the area, but everybody seems to know about it. It's a very old establishment. Again, I'm going to ask for a motion to accept the Reginald Paris. And Javi Malik got it. You got it? Okay. Okay. Now, same thing, I'm asking the same question. Are there any nays to this? Are there any recusals to this? Do I have aye from everyone?
Aye.
Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you so much. And then I'm pleased to say that this concludes our meeting for today. Thank you all. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Anthony Reed?
Darren
first.
Grant, second.
Who did the second? Darren? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Please remember how important it is for you to join your committee meetings.